welcome back to another episode of the MissJudged podcast. If you are new here, it's at MissJudged podcast, everywhere you find us, Apple, Spotify, YouTube, TikTok. Oh, shout out to our haters. I am here today with the world famous duo, Wild in Rome. Do you guys want to say a quick intro about, like, give us your name, give us your company handle?
Yeah, absolutely. So we are Wild in Rome, Dryden and Emily. We are a photo video husband-wife team who shoot destination luxury weddings all around the world.
Yeah, you summed it up.
It's pretty, that's about it.
Yeah, I mean, oh my gosh, guys, like, honestly living the life that I want, because they're always in sexy destinations. We're going to get into it, but today's topic is like, you know, I've worked with them, they kill it, and buckle up for this fall because
it's gonna
like
be wild.
it's going to be so good.
It's gonna be a crazy fall.
Wait till you see the design. I can't. I've outdone myself, guys. But yeah, so we're going to talk today about building an empire with your spouse, and, you know, is it heaven or hell? We're just gonna get into it, honestly.
Yes. The answer is yes.
Definitely both.
It's both. Oh my God. Okay, we are all right. Episode over. Okay, so I have like so many questions for you guys, but I just want to know, like, I want to know how this like all started. So give me the genesis story of Wild in Rome. Like, how long has it been? You know, how did this come about?
Yeah.
I mean, Wild in Rome is actually a COVID baby.
Oh my God, you're so new.
We're so young.
Oh my God,
We're
I can't.
so fresh, I would say. And when it was directly after we got married, I have been doing media for the majority of my professional life and even younger than that. But
well, how long were you guys together before you got married anyways?
oh, good question.
4 years.
About 4
Okay.
years.
Yeah. Minus a little 7-month break in the middle.
Nobody needs to know about that. Okay. What happens on vacation?
It was all my fault. Don't worry.
So anyway, when we got married, Dryden had a day job as a salesman, like an online salesman for a sales company.
Although let me talk about that for a second.
Okay, sure.
Okay, that was not
So
was not the goal.
You were not in
No.
photo then.
No, not
Okay.
at all.
I
Not at
was,
all.
but he
So going right when we got married, Emily was actually working for me on my media team. I used to be a professional magician. Like I used to
Stop.
Yeah.
Stop.
So I used to travel around performing shows at like colleges and
That's
things like that.
amazing.
And
We're gonna
we had
make magic.
we had a tour lined up for the fall of 2020, and it was supposed to take place right after we got married, and that was gonna be like our sole income. So we got married, COVID hit, and the whole thing got scrapped and completely thrown to the side because performance just wasn't a thing during COVID.
Yeah. Okay.
And so that's when I took a job just doing sales with like an old professor of mine. And she was like, I think I'm going to get into shooting weddings and start doing, because she has such a heavy media background.
So you were not doing weddings at all.
Mm-mm.
Dude, same, by the way. Started doing weddings 2020.
Yep.
I love
After
it.
That was
15
us.
years.
I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had been doing like event media for like churches or him
Magicians.
shows,
So
you know.
funny.
So really after our wedding, we just felt like maybe now we have at least the bride and groom side of it, the experience of how we wanted it to go on our wedding day. And so I was like, I think I could do a wedding.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you were just like, maybe I'll help you for this one.
Well, I think like it was like 2 weeks into you looking how to do it, and you were like, this is a lot more work than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
Do you want to do it with me? Because I got a degree in social media marketing. And
Yeah.
so she was like, do you want to help me market the business? Help me start pushing? And I was like, sure. But I didn't know how to use a camera. So she just sat me down in our guest bedroom where we had like these giant dry erase boards on the wall and just drew out the parts of a camera and showed me how a camera works and like how to use it. And so I just started researching videography and started marketing, and we had our first wedding 2 weeks later. We did our
Something like
first
that.
wedding 2 weeks later.
And wasn't.
It was great. I mean, it was a family friend.
Was it training wheels? Like, be honest.
It was.
bit.
It's fun to go back and watch it. The one pride point we do have. So it was a family friend who like didn't have a videographer, and so we were like, "Hey, as a gift, can we do that for you?" And they were like, "Yeah, absolutely." And our one pride point is like the photographer. When we told her it was our first wedding, at the end of the night, she was like, "What? Are you? What? Are you
Really?
crazy? Really?" And we were like, "Yeah." So,
Yeah, no.
but and then it just snowballed from there.
And you guys have a team now.
Yeah. So we have the two of us, and then we have additional shooters that we bring with us to all of our weddings. And then we also have built out an associate team to take on additional weddings for different budget ranges that still reach out.
That is crazy for only 5 years.
It's wild.
Like, that's crazy.
It's been a crazy ride, and it's been exhausting.
Yeah. Yeah.
The grind is real.
Dude, your social media is like crazy, honestly.
Thank you so much. That's literally all Dryden.
I've literally asked him. I'm
he
like,
has
okay.
done all of it.
Yeah, I'm like, who are you hiring?
It's not too hard. It just
Himself.
takes 24/7 nonstop work and attention.
That's not so hard.
Yeah.
You just have to never sleep, guys.
I mean, that's what we did for our first
Yeah.
5 years. A lot of people were like, how did you get this far in 5 years? And honestly, the answer was working from about 9:30 a.m. to 12:30 a.m. 7 days a week for the last 5 years. You know, it's about what it was. And sometimes later when we had to.
I mean, look, love her or hate her, but Kim Kardashian said, get off your fucking ass and work. And a lot of people don't understand that mentality. We're going to get into that. But yeah, it's true. Like, you got to really work hard. A lot of people I know are like, yeah, man, I work like 30 hours a week and I'm like exhausted. And I'm like, what is that like?
Try 90
Literally.
to 100.
What is that even like? I'm up at 2 a.m. sending emails.
Yeah.
Like, I'm scheduling them for like better times. Because one time
sure.
I sent an email at 2 a.m. and a client replied and was like, are you good?
Are you okay?
It is nice when it's with other people in the industry, though, because they kind of get it too. We had a planner literally emailing us last night at like 1:30 in the morning.
Yeah, she's not okay.
I was like, we're all in this boat together. It's okay. But I will say, we love watching Shark Tank together is like one of our things we do, especially when we're traveling, because like all hotel TVs play Shark Tank all the time.
Yes,
and
they do.
One of my favorite quotes is from one of the sharks, Robert. He said, a business is a living, breathing animal, and sometimes it's got to eat. And there's, and there's nothing you can do about it. Sometimes it's hungry and you got to feed it. And for us, that was the first 5 years of our business and still is now. You know, there's days where it's like, baby's got to eat and stuff has to fall by the wayside or else the business won't survive.
So what are your like roles in the company? So like, are you the lead shooter? And are you like the behind the scenes like logistics guy, or like what is the?
So our breakup is mostly I'm photo, he's video.
Got it.
And so I take care of, I'm the lead photo shooter. We bring in a second shooter usually for something that shoots with me if we're doing both at the same time. If we're not doing both at the same time, if it's just photo, he second shoots for me.
Got it.
And the other way around with video. He does lead shooting for that and then I'll second shoot for him.
Got it.
If we're
doing just one. Yeah. Which is kind of rarely anymore. But
but it happens.
It totally happens. And otherwise, when it's just the two of us, when it's both photo and video, we bring in other people.
Yeah.
Got it.
And then you handle your editing for photos. I recently brought on an editor, so I have someone doing our video editing with us. And then I handle correspondence, a lot of those things. I'm more of the social people person. So when it comes to like FaceTime with the company, having calls with people, those things, that's usually my side.
Yeah, he's the one you DM and email.
Yeah. No, like I get it. Like, I mean, honestly, I feel like every good duo is made up of an extrovert and an introvert. And like, you're more introverted, I feel, and he's more extroverted. So like the extroverts usually do that. Although, we do get exhausted sometimes, but like,
rare.
We have our introverted moments. But it is like usually the cadence that works best, I think.
Yeah, and I mean, your hustle work girlies might not love to hear this, but like recently we have started to transition to where like Emily still wants to be a part of the company and she wants to shoot, but she also wants to take on more of a role at home and like taking care of our house and like being more of a wife. And so I've started to take over.
Wife era.
So I've started to take over
like
more.
Ready to be a dependent, so I get it.
Totally.
I'm ready for dependent life, guys.
Sure.
No, that's.
Yeah, so I've started to take over a little bit more of the business recently, and then she's,
I did the whole boss babe thing. I got tired.
Yeah.
Look, this is a thing. Like, we're allowed to transition, but like, this is one of the positives of like working with your partner. Like, you can be like, you know what? It's all you, babe. You got this. You've got this.
And it's fun because she still shoots and she does all the editing still and she does help with a lot of things in the business still. We still get to travel together. We still get to do all that,
Well, okay, question. Because in the COVID era, when it was like everyone freaking out, and you know what's so funny? I had this like conversation with my partner at that time. And like, I was literally like, look, because everyone's all save the restaurants. I'm like, the restaurants are fine. Like, who's not doing jack shit right now? Everyone in the event industry.
Yeah.
And like, nobody was talking about how that was at a standstill for almost until 2022. Like,
Yeah, it was
it was
frozen.
decimated. So, I mean, we've been around for 15 years, and I was doing events for the first 10 years, mainly corporate. I would take on the occasional wedding, but I was like afraid of the emotion of it because like I'm not an emotional girly. And then it was crazy, like right before COVID, I was like, we're about to have a recession. And I was like, weddings are recession proof. And that's why I tweaked. And then the world ended with a quarantine. Like, it was actually insane how we pivoted right before that happened. So like, we were good because we were continuing to do weddings, but like, yeah, it was just not okay. So like, when you first started in COVID, did you have like a conversation where you sat down and you were like, look, we should do something together, but like, this is how it should go in order for our relationship to always like be first and foremost?
Yeah.
We had that conversation, and it's kind of evolved and changed over the years, the guidelines that we use for each other. We had that conversation in the beginning because I was originally working for him. And I love you. He's hard to please.
No. We want the tea today.
Yeah.
Look, I get it.
He is really hard to please. And we would be sitting in the editing room, working on filming magic tricks or doing whatever. And the way he would deliver criticism to me was not good, because I am an emotional girly.
Yes. Okay.
And it would just like throw me off. So my one rule at the beginning was, I'm the boss.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So when we started, she was like, I'm in charge. This is my thing. I'm the one who knows media. I'm the one who knows
like,
all
I have
this
a
stuff.
degree in this. I am the boss.
Like, we when we first registered for the company, we put it all under her name.
Yes.
Like, she really wanted to feel like we're a team, but in the end, she had the final say.
I love, I didn't even think about registering it. Oh my God. Yeah. Okay. So, so did you do a partnership agreement, or was it like, nah?
No.
Our marriage license is our partnership agreement.
So for the first like 2-3 years of our business, the IRS thought Dryden made no money.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
We were like, what do I do with me?
No.
Because everything was under my name.
Yeah.
And now once we kind of switched over to our new branding, we realigned some things and reorganized. And now he is.
Yeah. And I mean, it's kind of like, and we've learned this lesson just in marriage, period, is that like your relationship is constantly changing. Like, the relationship we have now, 5 years into marriage, is not the same relationship that we had 5 years ago when we got married. And it's not going to be the same 5 years from now. And so that is going to be just as applicable to our business too, where, 5 years ago she's making all the decisions, and now we're here 5 years later and she's like, I'll come shoot with you. Let me know what you want to do with the rest, and I'm sure 5 years from now, it'll be even more different, but, and who knows, but we just have to kind of be willing to adapt and let things change as we change as people.
It's really evolved from that place of me wanting the final say on everything to us working on trust in our marriage and working on his delivery of things when he doesn't like something that I'm doing. Yeah. Right. Yeah. And it has evolved to a place where I can trust his decisions. He knows what he's doing, sometimes even better than I do. And so we've really learned each other's strengths in that way. And so I think it's evolved into a really beautiful partnership.
Yeah.
Okay. So, I mean, guys, are you listening? Because everyone like, in dating right now, I feel it's an epidemic where if somebody has like one fight, they're like, oh my God, like, all that. And they just like leave. I'm like, this shit where you just said, by the way, you can curse. I don't know if I said that. Literally, our relationship has evolved in the last 5 years, and it will evolve in the next 5 years. Like, that's a very important mentality to have, because it's like, that's how you make things last, especially when you're working together. It needs to be like hey, let's have a come to Jesus intervention today about the last week. Because, and by the way, this is coming from somebody who just had a meltdown on their partner over technology issues. So like, and I was told, I wouldn't work with you if you spoke this way to somebody. And I'm like, look, this is really important and stressful. And like, why did you mess up my settings? You know, like, so completely get it. It's really challenging because you feel like probably, you know, when I work with my employees, I have a filter, you know, sometimes like we all have our like, you know, when we're just like keying, but like for the most part on the clock, it's like a filter where I act very different than I would to like a family member. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
yes.
I even had this conversation with a client. I did like an in-person with like this couple. And the son works for the father of the groom.
Sure.
And I was like, damn, working with family, man, like that, how is that? Because I personally would have like no boundaries. I'd be like, that's dumb. That's a stupid idea.
Yeah.
And they were like, it's a challenge.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I resonate so much with so much of what you just said.
Yeah.
I mean, first of all, going back to like how people just like will give up after a fight, you know, or things like that. Or, I mean, I feel like these days there's a lot of people that are treating marriage like dating, where it's like things get rough and they're like, all right, this isn't working. They need to call it quits. And they don't understand that just because you disagree with someone or you're having a fight doesn't mean you can't be a compatible partner. You know,
100%.
just doesn't mean you can't build a life together. And I think people are looking for this idealistic relationship that just doesn't exist. And to be honest, I had that misinterpretation even when we first got married, because after we got married, I realized we did not have this idealistic relationship that I thought we had. And I struggled so much with that until I eventually realized and came to terms with the fact that that's just not life. Like, no marriage is going to be like that. And having fights and disagreements is okay. And that's one of the great things about marriage is you can't leave. You got to figure it out, you know?
Yeah.
So I do agree that I think people are
and
looking for too much perfection in relationships these days.
Oh my God, the word perfection.
Yeah.
First of all, in our jobs, that word needs to become illegal.
Sure.
Also, it needs to become illegal in relationships. I want everyone to understand, like, what in the fuck in this world is perfect, actually?
Literally.
Like, what is perfect? Like, it's like, you guys are not perfect. I'm not perfect. This microphone isn't perfect. You know what I mean? It's like, that word is super toxic, I feel, in relationships and in the wedding industry, for sure.
like, where are we getting the standard?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Because, like, I feel like if you asked anyone, like any relationship expert, Mindy Weiss, like anyone in this universe, they'd be like, oh, perfection. Like, there's like seams that nobody sees always.
I mean, no one's done an event. No one's done a wedding and walked away and was like, that was 100% perfect.
Yeah. Well,
it's never gonna, I don't know. Like, do you feel like you've ever walked away and you were like, everything went exactly the way I wanted to. Everything felt perfectly and nothing could have been better ever.
So, okay. One time I left a wedding and was like, cloud 9 couldn't have been more perfect. It was more than I even thought. And then afterwards, I was delivered the gallery from the photographer.
There it is.
And I was literally like, how did you do me so dirty?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I'm not the couple, so I don't. And they were happy too, but I was literally on the side of the details and stuff. I was really disappointed.
Yeah, and you're not alone in that. We've talked with some planners before who were like, I loved the wedding. The couple loves the gallery.
Yeah,
I'm in tears looking at this gallery.
And I loved the photographer. And to be clear, this was not a budget situation at all. Super, super experienced. And I was like heartbroken. I actually asked for if there's more photos that I
was going to say, like, you don't have to drop names, but like, what, for all the photographers listening, what did you not like about it?
Well, I always make it really clear to photographers, like, hey, you've got to make the couple happy and give them their shots. But also, like, the clients that I work with, they're always very, they work with us because they like the design part that we do. And like, I always aim to like do unique stuff. So like, they're going to want photos of that, you know? Yeah. And there was like a lot of details in this wedding that were like little ones that they spent a shit ton of money on, and it was like not captured. And that was really upsetting to me.
Yeah.
especially for all the hardworking vendors that take part. And like, that's what they use for advertising.
Would you ever get annoyed if there were is there such thing as too many detail photos in
I
a
would
gallery?
literally never get annoyed. And
Okay.
never. In fact, I give so during cocktail hour at like most of our weddings, they do like a first look. So, which by the way, guys, means they took photos like prior to the ceremony if you're not like in the wedding industry. But you can still listen. But so they're kind of just hanging out during cocktail hour. And I always give them like 90 minutes or more of details.
Oh, that's incredible.
Yeah. And to the point where, some people are like 10 minutes and they're like, we're good. I'm like, get back in there.
Get back in there because
I
I know you do not have
Literally,
everything I
please
want
go
you to
back.
have.
All the phone, I'm like, your seconds at cocktail hour were good. Your thirds at like whatever. Get it. Get all the angles. Like, no exit signs. Okay.
Mhm.
I'm like, yeah, get that shit.
Yeah, that's happened to us when we were video only at a wedding before, where we're like spending all of the time we possibly can on details, and the photographer comes in for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and then goes, I'm gonna go do more portraits. And I'm like, you have 30 minutes of portraits. You need to spend more time in this room.
I literally tell the planner sometimes, I'm like, you are gonna have to eventually kick me out of this space because I'm just gonna sit here and keep shooting because I want to capture it from so many different angles that you're gonna have to kick me out and tell me I'm done because I will not stop.
This is one of the biggest things that like I struggle where people are like, hey, I want to work with this photographer that my friends used because my friends said that they're so great and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, look, do you really want to chance it? Okay, because I will tell you 90% of the time that's happened, unless I'm familiar with them, but sometimes I'm like, oh my God, yes, I know that photographer, love their work, easy to work with, blah, blah, blah. Sometimes I've been like holding my breath and it's not been what it should have been. And I'm not going to say anything because that's your decision.
Yeah. That's getting even harder now too. I was talking to a wedding industry data analyst who like just studies trends in the wedding industry.
Oh my God.
And they have found that as Gen Z brides are coming into the industry, one of the biggest things is that they need community to help reinforce their decision making. And they want to run everything by their community. So if they find a photographer they like, but their girlfriends are like, I'm not a huge fan, they're not going to hire that photographer.
This is my thing with Gen Z. Like it's
happening a lot. I want to do these florals. My mom doesn't like it. They are running every decision by their tribe. And if the tribe is not on board, they are not on board.
Yeah. And I experienced that firsthand. Actually, this was the first time I've ever had a client that I was like, I don't want to take this to the end in my whole career. And I did, but it was at my detriment, quite frankly. But here's what I feel. All right. Hot take.
Ready.
Hot take. Love Gen Z. Employ Gen Z. I'm friends with Gen Z. Have family members that are Gen Z. Love Gen Z. However, with weddings, the one thing that I will say that's become an epidemic in that age range is we are getting married for the wrong reasons. We are having weddings for the wrong reasons. We are having a wedding to show off. It's about the pomp and circumstance around the day and less about the couple just being in love and wanting to be together.
I feel like it's such a fine line that you have to ride.
Yeah.
Because I will say, I probably tend to give into that more than I should.
He's an extravagant
Me too, by the way.
I love
Me
the
too.
fashion. I love the glam.
Me
so like
too.
I love planning out all the trends from the day and all the content we're gonna get with them. I
Yes.
love that. But you have to ride that fine line of, hey, it is your wedding day. You're in love. That's what we're celebrating. But while we're at it, let's have some fun.
Yes.
Because that's what because why not?
Fun.
Let's have
Yes.
some fun. Let's make it a great time as long as the first part doesn't fall by the wayside in the process.
Agree. So like when I get older couples that are like later 30s, even like, we've done weddings for everyone and anyone. We did a vow renewal for a couple that was like 35 years together.
I love that. That's
Which I
adorable.
love. But that is the one thing that's the first thing that age range says. Like, we just want everyone to have fun. This age range is like, first of all, you're always going to get a good, beautiful, out chic situation from me. You know what I mean? But like the community aspect of like, I've paid so much money to hire a planner, but like, yeah, I'm going to not trust you and like keep going outside for all these like outside opinions. Like that is so toxic to the
I
relationship.
kind of think social media has added to that.
Social
too.
media
Just
is
gonna say.
fucking trash.
Everybody and their mother is a wedding planner on
Oh,
social media.
Don't get me started.
Like-
Well, it's also like the
You know what?
overwhelming number of opinions and ideas. You
Yes.
know, before social media, it was you were getting the ideas and opinions from magazines and your planner and your friends and what you've seen.
yeah.
But now, like, you literally have the world
Yeah.
in your hands of ideas, and girls are like consumed with finding the best.
Yeah. Oh my. Okay.
Perfection.
Not just
I
girls.
have
Anyone getting
3
married.
like really hot take opinions about social media.
Okay.
And yeah, every time I've talked about this with anybody, they're like, agree. Like, agree across the board. By the way, guys, planning a wedding, sorry, we're getting a little off topic, but if you're planning a wedding, just know that all of us vendors feel this way. Okay. And I'm the only one that's going to say it because, you know, I'm the only one with cojones. But TikTok is so toxic to wedding planning for 3 reasons. Everyone and their mother has an opinion and they've only planned the one wedding, and that's not applicable to you, your budget, your region, your friends, your family. It's so toxic to creating like a realistic mentality for people. Number 2 is the word perfect, okay? Because social media is a really good way of depicting everything is so perfect. All these influencers have a perfect wedding day. Everything is stunning. You know what? There were so many tears behind those weddings. You know how I know? I know a lot of their vendors. Okay. Some of the vendors after those weddings have been like, I never want to see that human being ever again because of the way that they acted throughout that process. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. The heads are
Completely agree.
nodding.
Yes.
And then because perfection does not exist. You see these perfectly beautiful, stunning things. There was a team of 30 plus people putting that together, 8 a.m. They were sweating. They almost died. There was ambulances probably coming to get people. Like there's so much that happens behind the scenes. Bravo, Andy. You want a reality show? You follow me around the whole day. I'll tell you, you'll see meltdowns with the vendors.
The
But, like,
amount of content we don't show from a
no,
wedding.
you should.
It's huge.
Yeah, like
You
it's
should.
the point is that like social media is so curated. Like when
Yeah.
we're putting together our Instagram feed, we're not showing every moment from it. We're showing the best angles and the best moments and the best of the best, right? And that's all people are seeing, and so they think that's all the day should be.
That's exactly it. So like the second thing is the perfection of it. It's like very toxic. And the third thing is everyone's got an opinion.
Mhm.
And also with that comes if your day was not perfect, and I see this a lot with the younger couples, they then feel entitled to try to ruin small businesses by telling everyone
That is
and
an
writing
epidemic.
writing on social
Yeah.
media, writing on Google, writing on Reddit. This person was terrible because they didn't answer my emails at 2 a.m. and they didn't crawl up my butthole and live there and literally do everything. You know, it's actually disgusting because the amount of work that goes into these things, we're mentally unwell. You guys are editing thousands of photos.
Oh yeah.
Literally one wedding, I looked one day because I was like, how many? 3,000 emails from me. Like 3,000.
From you
From me.
about one wedding.
Oh, well, it was a special wedding. But yeah.
Okay.
Because I was so
It was
It was
curious because
what
I
do
was
you mean
like,
it was a special
no, because
wedding?
like, we had like they were like, we feel like we haven't been given attention. I felt
You're
like
kidding me.
I felt like I was emailing with them daily.
Oh,
And so I
you have
actually
to be.
typed in my, Google, and I was like astounded. It was over 3,000, like 3,000 something. And
That's insane.
I was actually like, holy crap, I never knew I do so many emails for weddings. So like, it was interesting to know. And most people's probably like 1,200, but that was special.
Even that is crazy.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. So like,
it's a lot of emails.
but like my point is social media is actually going to be the downfall of everybody actually having unique and special things. Fourth point that I forgot to mention is that nothing is actually unique anymore because
We're getting pretty close to that point.
literally,
Yeah.
like I see. So here's the thing. If I do a really cool, unique design for a wedding, like on something like we did paper planes with the Plaza logo for the
Yes.
escort card wall. Guess what? We put on social media. That video has almost 1 million views. We're going to start seeing that everywhere now.
everywhere.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like one video pops off of a cool design. Suddenly everyone's copying it. And now it's no longer unique and creative.
Yeah.
So creativity is found on social media, but also killed on social media.
Yeah.
And
I
which sucks
couldn't agree
because-
more.
Yeah, which sucks because I love social media.
Me
Like I am
too.
obsessed with
I do
social media,
too.
and I love TikTok. And it's like, I feel like it's this necessary evil
Mhm.
where it's like you can't have the good without the bad.
Yeah.
Because there is so much good that comes from it,
There is.
from inspiration and being found from people around the world, and all these
Yeah.
great things. But then it comes with this horrible reality of all these expectations and these,
Yeah.
you know, this perfectionism.
I feel like it's
that
like
people-
elementary school where one kid ruins recess for the rest of the group.
1,000.
Oh yeah, that's a great way of putting it.
It
That's
really
amazing.
is. People on the internet in general, that's kind of the
Totally.
situation.
That's true. That is absolutely
Like,
true.
I love it. Sometimes we get like hater comments and I'm like, I love them. So like, I understand, you know, I could see if I was like a sensitive person where that can go so left. I think it's funny. I'm like, thank you for the engagement.
We have to be careful. I'm more careful with it because like I delete a lot of those comments because it's not us they're hating on, it's our brides. And
Yeah.
like
Oh,
I
that's so rude.
in no point,
Yeah.
like especially when we have viral videos of brides on TikTok, you know,
Mhm.
people always, especially when it's like we've had a few that are, you know, between 5 and 10 million views. I always tell our brides, especially the ones who are excited about going viral, with virality comes hostility 100% of the time.
100%.
And none of our brides deserve to be made to feel any sort of negative
Right.
way about their wedding day.
Yeah.
So
We try to
I keep a
manage
close
it.
eye on those and I'm like, get out of here because I do
Yeah.
not need our brides scrolling through the comments and seeing someone dishing on them about
We try
their
to
wedding
manage
day.
it as much as we can, but it's things like, oh, she's such a slut. They're gonna be divorced in
Oh.
10 minutes. Like
Are you
crazy things.
serious?
Yeah, they'll
like,
say
yeah.
things like, oh, you can tell this marriage isn't going to last long.
Yes, I have
or-
had that. I
Yeah.
had that on one of our videos
It's
that went
horrible.
viral. And the
Yeah.
couple was like texting me like, F these people.
Yeah.
Why are they saying that? And I was like, yo, I didn't stand for it. I was like, they were almost in love people ever. You're such a hater. You're so jealous. This
Yeah.
love will never find you. Like,
Totally.
who does that?
What was that one that we posted with a first look and the guy like
Yeah,
freaked out?
he's a great guy. He's a little flamboyant is all. And all the comments
Fantastic
were
man.
just like, oh, sweetie, who's going to tell her?
Who's gonna tell her?
It was like all, and that, yeah.
and he really was
People are
just
so
like
bitchy.
hyping her up. He was the best
Aw.
hype man for her.
It was so sweet.
all day. He
Yeah.
was like, oh my gosh, the drama and the dress. Like they love each other more than I think over 50%
like
of
any
my
of our couples, if not all of them,
Literally.
like they're so in love and we love them.
You know
But-
what? That makes the best client, I think.
Oh yeah.
The ones that are like just so happy to be together and they're so
Totally.
in love and like you can just feel it. Like our couples are so in love that you guys are working with and you're gonna love. But also like it's just it makes like it so exciting and happy because
Yeah.
they're just so excited.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like you can always tell when people are doing it for the wrong reason.
Totally.
Yes.
And you know what? It's inspiring for our own marriage and for our
Mhm.
own life together and our own work environment together.
Yeah. So
when they're so in love that you can just feel it off of.
That is fun as a married couple to get to go to
Yeah.
weddings all the time and like see love. And it's like, it just kind of keeps that spark.
well, okay, now I have, you know, we're gonna get back to topic, guys. You know, I love to drive around the parking lot, but eventually I find a spot.
That's a great, I'm going to say that.
Yeah,
now.
I use it all
I'm
the
gonna say that
time
from
to
now
describe
on.
my ADHD. I'm like,
Yeah, I'm going to use that.
we're gonna, yeah. So like, okay, so with doing weddings all the time, well, first question is, does it make you guys want to have another one?
yeah.
Definitely.
Oh,
Yeah?
yeah. We have already started planning like a vow renewal. And we know it's probably going to be 10 times bigger than our actual wedding was.
When he says planning, he means saving up for.
and dreaming about.
So when you deal with couples that are less than A pluses, who's the good guy and who's the bad guy?
When you say A plus, what do you mean?
I mean, you know what I mean.
I don't know. So I'm going to actually
If
clarify
they
because
get,
I don't know
like-
if you mean
if
like
they get, like,
annoying or you mean
upset.
ugly.
Oh my god, not ugly.
I'm like, what are you talking
No,
about?
I mean, oh my god. Okay, no, I mean like you know, if you had to grade them as a client,
oh, sure.
you know, on the scale. So like, who's handling the problem children.
Sure. I'm just gonna say it. ChatGPT is the good guy now.
You know what? I need to start utilizing that.
Use it all
I'm
the
not
time.
nice. So.
Emily will like spew her angry email
Yeah.
into it and be like, make
It
this professional
empathizes
and
with
well
me
thought.
and then like writes out all my feelings, but in a kind way. It's like crazy.
Yeah.
I will say,
But I guess you'd probably be more the good guy.
yeah, me, but I will say, like, we've gotten to a point where we're pretty much exclusively working with planners, you know,
Yeah.
where we're just working with the planner, and then we'll maybe talk to the couple once if they want to, month out, or at booking time. It just depends.
Yeah.
And then on the wedding day is really when we spend the most time with them we ever have at this point.
Yeah.
And I mean, not to toot our own horns, but we're very much people, and we are really good at helping people feel comfortable and come out of their shells. So at that point, usually it's a pretty smooth process with our
Yeah.
couples. Yeah,
Yeah.
But if one of us has to be the bad guy in a wedding day or something, I would say it's probably usually me.
Yeah.
Or
yeah.
I go tell the planner,
So, like,
and the planner can handle it.
I guess the way
Oh God, you know what? We deal with so much shit.
Hmm.
I want to be a photographer.
I can't imagine.
Like we get blamed for
Oh yeah.
if you guys literally don't get the one shot that's like in their
Yeah.
head.
Yeah.
Well, why did you?
Photographers need to understand that when you show up on a wedding day, you are representing the planner. Like if the planner,
Every
if the
vendor.
every vendor, yes, but I guess
And
I'm
the
speaking from a
venues.
photographer standpoint. The planner planned this wedding for the couple, including bringing all the vendors to them. So they are all a representation of you and your brand. And people need to keep that in mind on a wedding day because it's not just your reputation on the line, it's your planner's reputation on the line.
To kind of
Yeah.
really quick circle back to who's a good guy, who's a bad guy. I think I would say Dryden's just the outspoken guy.
Yeah.
So if somebody's upset about something, he deals with it. If
Like, are you-
if somebody's causing a problem, he deals with it, right? But he's a diplomatic
I am a very diplomatic person.
Okay.
and
so
outspoken person.
Yeah.
good to know because we're gonna circle back to the like, who when you guys don't see eye to eye.
Yeah.
So like, are you like good about doing it and being like delicate to the clients, but how do you guys deal with it together when it's you having the disagreement?
Like us when we're
Yeah.
disagreeing?
yeah, like is
like
there,
on a wedding day?
filter? Well, like okay, I mean maybe while you're working, yeah. Like how do you? I mean behind the scenes and on site.
Sure.
On site, we definitely will pull ourselves out of the
We'll
room
set
if we're
aside-
if we're
we'll
gonna
step
have
aside.
Yeah,
a little
for
bit of a
sure.
row. But we
Has that
like
happened?
in private, I will
Once or twice.
cry if he says something I don't like.
Wait, okay. What are your zodiacs?
I have no
We're
idea.
both Taurus.
Oh, there we go.
You're both a Taurus.
We're born 2
We're
days
born
apart.
2 days apart.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Okay, so
Yeah.
that's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an interesting.
every once in a while we'll be
We've
in a
always
situation.
been a weird dynamic.
Yeah. Every once in a while. I mean, we're more into Enneagram. I don't know if you do Enneagram at
I
all.
have no idea what that is.
But
should
Enneagram is like one of those
Google it.
personality things. It's
Oh,
fabulous.
The
We love it.
ENTJ thing.
No,
Not
no,
that one.
That's Myers Briggs.
So-
this Enneagram comes
It's
from
amazing.
like back in the monks. They
Mm-hmm.
made this like nine type thing.
We'll
It's
make you
really
take the
good.
test
We'll talk about
later.
it later.
Yeah.
But she's a number 4, I'm a number 7, which relationship wise are known to be like the most difficult to have a successful relationship.
that's so funny, and you work
So,
together.
And it works out. But
Yeah.
so on a wedding day, once or twice, if we're like, oh, how do we do this? And we just need to step aside, we'll solve it together. We'll step into another room. I mean,
Okay.
that very rarely happens, if ever.
well,
but-
like
It's usually just us looking at each other
It's
like really
more of just like
sternly
a-
in the corner.
the eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, so like when you're not on site at a wedding, like when you guys are doing like business stuff at the home, or it like you're dealing with one of your associates or something's an issue, and you totally aren't agreeing.
Yeah.
Is it like you guys have no delivery then because you're
kind of-
behind the scenes?
It's kind of
Yeah.
evolved even over the last like 6 months.
Yeah.
Honestly, since November.
Because I would prefer it to
So,
be
more
like
than 6
a
months.
business relationship when we're doing business. That would be like my
Yes.
preference of like, let me talk to you like a partner. Let me talk to you like a business partner. This is business. And she is just such an emotional person. I love that about her. She's very empathetic in that way. But because her emotions are so strong, she cannot separate work from marriage. It is one.
Yeah.
She
It's like,
cannot
why are you so
separate.
mean to me?
Exactly. So we've had to adjust and
I got it.
have our calm conversations, even at home, because
Mm-hmm.
otherwise this will not be sustainable.
So your recommendation to couples that work together is like treat it like you're almost like strangers working in an office, and like you can't just kind of bring the emotion into it.
My recommendation would honestly be to find what works for you, because
Yeah.
like that would be my preference. But if we
Yeah.
did that, she would have quit probably 3 years ago
Oh,
if we did that.
okay. So you kind of have to do like the, like, I love you, babe, you know? Like, just trust
Why don't you
feels-
talk to it a little
It
bit?
can feel like tiptoeing, but what we've had to do is always believe that there is a good way to say it, or
Yeah.
there's at least a not too bad way to say it.
Yeah.
And the more we get to know each other, the more we know what triggers each other, the more he knows, like, okay, she doesn't like when I'm super duper direct about this. I have to talk about the way this made me feel for her to hear me, for her to understand what I'm trying to communicate to her. Because at the end of the day, I'm angry. And if
Yeah.
I tell her, you did all of these things, it's just not going to translate. He has to lead with, I'm feeling really angry right now.
Yeah, I'm also a very intense and dramatic person. Like, I love the dramatics and I love to be intense. So like when my natural form of communication is like, if she's showing like, hey, how did this turn out? My natural inclination is to like say it in the most dramatic way possible of like, that is absolutely horrible. Why would we do it like that?
Yeah.
And so I've learned
Yeah.
that when I do that with her, it does not go over well. And I have to go, well, you know, I love this about it, but maybe it's not great because of this.
No. I mean, so here's a fun fact for you guys. According to Harvard Business Review, 3 in 4 couples say working together improve their communication.
Oh, for sure.
I believe that.
Yeah,
Yes.
for sure. It sounds, I'm like listening to you and I'm like, this fact is so true for you. So like, I wonder about the 1 in 4.
Yeah.
But yeah, like divorce rates are not higher for couples that work together. Stress levels are higher though.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So
I buy
that's right.
that.
You're basically thriving with eye twitches.
Yeah.
That's a good way to think about working
pros
together.
and cons.
Yeah. Like your eye will twitch occasionally,
Yeah.
but you guys are expert level at communication, which is actually the secret to like a long, successful, happy marriage.
Yeah. And I would say there's also like a period of time
Mhm.
when you first get married and when you first start working together where you have to develop that communication.
Yeah.
It takes work. Like it takes real work not to see everything your partner says that's mean as a red flag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, when I started the podcast, I have a co-host who was a close friend, and we were learning really quickly. It was almost like a little marriage of like, oh, you know,
Yeah.
like sister squabbles and stuff, because it was just like new dynamics. So
Totally.
I get it.
And that's why we're always hesitant to like go into business with friends too.
It's very difficult
because it can be really hard to keep those things separate.
It's very hard. I always think about it like, or I always thought about it like it's separate, like you know? So like, that's why I'm like, are you a Gemini? So like, by the way, the number one complaint from couples who work together was that there was no separation between home and office. So like, basically your kitchen's in the bedroom kind of situation.
That is so funny because 2 things. One, we literally will have days where we're like, you feel like a coworker right now. You're feeling like things are feeling too coworkery.
Yeah.
And we have to put effort to be like, okay, because like even our downtime, we're talking about work, we're doing whatever. So like we have days where we have to like point out, hey, things are feeling a little coworkery. I want my husband back for a little while. I want my wife back for a little while.
And you know what? Travel can get like that.
Really?
Travel can get very coworkery.
Yeah, when we're traveling nonstop and
Yeah.
you're there and you have to
Because-
edit in the hotel room and take meetings and all those things.
Well, do you have like a date night?
Well, it's funny. We kind of have the opposite actually.
Really?
We have to schedule time apart. Of like,
That's amazing.
hey, on this day I'm hanging out with these people and you're not invited, and you are gonna go hang out with those people
I
and
love
I'm
it.
not invited because we spend so much time together. And
I feel like we don't want to go on a date.
so we have to schedule time apart. But we also recently, as I like hired on an editor, and now I don't have to work till midnight every night. We have had more time to relax together, which has been refreshing. Literally just for like the last month has been incredible.
I love that. I mean,
But
yeah, we like you guys. I was thinking you guys have to have like a romance night, but you're like, you know what? Let's have a girls' night. You're not invited. Let's have a
Yes.
boys'
Yeah.
night. I love that. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
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 I literally have a wine membership at a local winery, and I will just take myself out to that winery and read. Like
That is such introverted activity. I love it.
And I go golfing. I go golfing with my buddies. So.
Yeah, I do meet people while I'm there sometimes. So
Do you ever like have days where you're working and you just like, surprise each other with like, oh, I brought you breakfast, or like I brought you flowers, or like you try to do that kind of stuff?
I do.
hey.
Well, you are the
Because-
man.
I know. Yeah. I usually wake up earlier than her, so
Yeah.
when I can, I try to come home with have flowers on the counter for when she wakes up, or wake her up with meals. I do try to do things like that, and then
Yeah.
she does. For me, it's little things that are more meaningful to me. So like when I'm working, she's always coming in and grabbing my water bottle and going and refilling it for me without me having to ask.
Love
or,
that.
having dinner ready for as soon as I'm done working, so I don't have to think about it. So we have our own little things we like to do for each other.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, he already takes on so much of the workload. I'm really, in reality, probably more of a part-time person.
Mm.
But I'm a full-time support for him. So, as we were talking about, I'm kind of in my trad wife era.
Love that.
So I just really want to make him feel cared about, because he cares about me in bringing money to our household and taking care of me. Like it's not a I'm too weak thing. It's a he loves me thing.
Are you guys ready to play a game with me real quick?
Oh, I'm so ready. All right, let's go.
Okay, it's called Conference Room or Couples Therapy.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm just going to ask you questions. Just give me rapid fire answers.
Okay. Oh, I'm ready.
Okay. Have you ever started a meeting mad and tried not to have the other people like pick up on it?
Absolutely. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. We've done that.
Have you ever not wanted to CC each other out of spite for something?
No, we have the same email.
Yeah, we use the same email. Couldn't even try.
Okay. Who's more likely to schedule a meeting that should have been a text or email?
Me.
Dryden.
100%. 100. I just love talking with people. I'm like, let's hop on a call about that.
Yeah,
And Emily's
no.
like, why did you do that? Because now she hates getting on calls. So,
Professional yapper. Love it.
yep.
When you argue, is it about the task or the trauma?
It depends on
trauma.
task trauma. Yeah. Task for me.
I love this. Who's the visionary and who's the I'm doing everything-er-ary? I think
You're both.
Yeah.
I think I'm both.
love that.
Yeah.
I'm a visionary too.
She is a visionary. I mean, like, I don't know if you've seen anything about like our cruise retreats that we do.
Ugh, I want to go.
So much fun. All her idea. Like
that.
it was her idea from the beginning, and I took it and I was like, I ran with it. I was like, we have to do this.
Love
we
that.
have to implement this idea, Emily. It's so incredible. So like she definitely, when she doesn't have a ton of strokes of like big imagination, but when she has one, it
Yeah.
is so good. You can't ignore it. Like it's
Yeah.
incredible.
So she's good for that one idea light bulb that's like
She likes to
epic.
say she gets one a year. It's like what she
Love that.
says. She's like, that's my one. That's what you get.
Love that. Okay, who's ever had a meltdown over a Google Doc?
Me.
Okay, who hasn't, honestly?
But like for
Who
different
hasn't?
reasons, I get so angry at technology when it doesn't work the way I think it should
Yeah.
work or the way it's supposed to work. Like
Okay.
I get so set off by technology. And then for you, it's just
The information in the Google Doc.
is probably what sets
Yeah.
you off. Yeah.
Dude, I get it. Like,
Yeah.
who's more likely to hate the other's professional voice?
Me, especially over emails. Like she'll be like, I handled these emails for you, and I'm like, thanks. And I'll go back and read them.
New information.
I'll go back
What?
and read them and be like, all right, I guess that's one way to say it.
Oh my God.
I use ChatGPT to help me.
Okay, well, we need to
Okay.
talk to ChatGPT.
I have more spicy questions.
Yeah.
Okay, this isn't spicy. Who's more annoying when they're right?
Dryden.
Well, I mean, then I guess I'm annoying all the time.
He's annoying because he starts with the assumption that he's right.
You know what? I suffer from the affliction, so I
She gets it.
understand. But
Realistically,
will you
what
admit when you're
percentage of the
wrong?
time? Do I admit when I'm wrong? Yeah.
But I have to go through an extensive process to prove it to you.
That's true, because like when I believe what I believe, I've thought it through, and I believe it for a very good reason. So to like convince me that I'm wrong, it's like you got to really show me why all this thought process I put into this is not true.
What are your birthday days?
May 1st and May 3rd.
Okay, you're totally Tauruses, so never mind. But that's really funny. But you guys are supposed to be really stubborn.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. I'm very stubborn.
Yeah. Oh, she's super
He's also
stubborn.
very stubborn. So
She is super stubborn. She is, yeah.
But you speak the same language, so that's helpful, honestly. That's funny.
Taken a lot of time and adaptation.
Yeah.
Have you ever pretended to be busy to avoid each other?
Oh,
I probably have.
I haven't, but you probably have.
She's like, I need some me time.
I usually am just that busy.
Have you ever taken breaks in the workday for sexy time?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That's the key, guys. That's the key.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's part of the trad wife thing.
Yes,
Yeah.
love that.
Yes. Yeah, I would say more recently, too. And I know that's too much information, but...
No, not too much TMI.
Hey,
look, they're on the MissJudged podcast.
We said we've been working on our communication in the last like 6 to 8 months.
Yeah, we have. And it has some great results.
Guys, are you listening?
Seriously.
Okay.
Guys, it's crazy how when your wife feels emotionally supported and taken care of, that she opens up more physically and comfortably.
Oh,
Who
no.
would've thought?
Oh, my God. Who would have ever guessed?
Gosh.
Novel idea.
I know. Took me 5 years to figure that one out.
Okay, so and this is my last question. What is the pettiest thing you've ever argued about that started as a business decision and like just stayed a thing for a second? Like, this is a good example. One time I had an absolute meltdown over a setting on Zoom with my partner.
Sure. Yeah, I think
like
Emily loses it when I move her plants in the background of our video background. Like if I moved it a little bit or didn't put it back quite right, or I didn't open the curtain so her plant got less sunlight for half a day.
Big deal.
For half a day.
It will die.
For half a day?
No, they're philodendrons.
No,
they're relatively
they'll be fine.
Forgiving.
So a plant is like a sticking point, but it's like a petty thing.
She loves her plants.
There was something literally
recently
yesterday. In the morning, you wanted to go to the wedding with one of our Ronins already set up.
Yeah.
And I was not
because it was set up from the night before. I had the camera on it. It was ready to go. So I just left it.
Why? I don't know. What's wrong?
It messes up. So I'm the one that sets up when we get to the wedding, and it messes up my flow. Like it just like gets in my head.
Yeah.
Totally petty. There's totally like
prepared,
no reason.
It's a bad thing.
But it also like we had to carry in a separate thing on top of all of our bags. It was really irritating.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I love that.
Also, when we put footage onto my hard drive, we have multiple SDs. I do SD space 1, SD space 2, and she doesn't put a space, and she gets pissed at me when I put the spaces in there.
Oh my
and she was like,
God.
"Stop putting spaces."
Yeah.
Between the SD and the number.
You know what? I empathize with this because the way that we send our emails, as you know, like the subject line is very particular to me because we have lots of emails and lots of couples, and I do it in a very specific way. And there's parentheses around their name. And sometimes people don't use the parentheses that are on my team. And I've been like, can we put the parentheses when we start?
What if they did like dash name?
It doesn't look the same. It just looks weird in my inbox.
Keep notes for when you're emailing her. Use parentheses.
On her team.
But like I did have a whole Zoom about it where I was like, can we just like do it in this format? And I definitely got looks. And there was probably text messages afterwards. But you know what?
It's that kind of uniformity that sets an elevated brand apart.
100%. So what would you give as like tips to people to keep, okay, let's start first with keeping your relationship healthy while working together.
I can think of a lot of things, but if you want to go
first.
Well,
outside of communication, because we've already covered that one.
I mean,
I think for me, one of the ones that's floating around in my head right now is being a flexible person with your partner. Oftentimes we don't live up to the expectations that our partners have of us.
Yes.
And when that happens with Dryden and I can always lean on that I know he wants me to be happy. And I know if I genuinely tell him I'm really, really struggling with this thing, no matter how petty, he will be flexible with me and he will care enough about that thing bothering me to change it, to fix it. Now, I'm not saying change his whole personality or change like something about you as a person, but if it's some little thing like not going to the wedding with the Ronin setup already, that's something he's willing to do for me, and that's a huge deal.
Yeah, kind of not along with that, and then I have another one too, but like not assuming the worst of the other person.
Well, yeah, you're on the same team.
You're on the same team, and it's easy when you get frustrated or when they do something to assume that they did it because they were being selfish or because they wanted it their way, or because it's really easy to fall into that and to come at it from more of an empathetic standpoint of like, you married this person for a reason. They're not an idiot.
100%.
So understand that they did what they did for a reason. Let's resolve it. My other thing would be just learning each other's idiosyncrasies and making sacrifices where you can. You know, like she is not a morning person. And as much as, and I'm not either, to be fair.
Nobody
but
is.
As much as I would love to like go take an early morning flight, get to our destination nice and early, and have the whole day to get there, maybe fit in some extra meetings, connect with more people in the industry that are over there, I just have to accept the fact that we're not doing that because it's
bullshit. I just booked a 6:30 a.m. flight and you complained at me.
Yeah, because the only other option was a flight that didn't get there in time for our meetings.
Look, I'm like a late night owl girly, like I said, 2 a.m. emails. But when it comes to traveling, I'm on the first flight out that day. I just want to get there.
Sure. Totally get that.
Empathize.
But like travel or whatever, just learning, sacrificing where you can to make your partner comfortable in the places that aren't detrimental to your business or to your relationship. You know, there are those nights where Emily's like, I can't get this out tonight. I need to get the sneak peek to them tomorrow instead. Yeah. And I just have to be like, okay, because in the end, her sanity is more important than my business.
Also, the quality of the photos is important.
Yeah, but also like, it's been very hard for me over the years to come to that conclusion, like, because I'm like I get an email, I want to respond immediately girl, and sometimes I do have to take a sec, and so we don't need to be apologizing for one day. I'm the same way where I'm like come on, we got to handle this, and she's like, babe, I'm tired. I'm like, but we have to be good with our communication, and I have these standards for our business that I really want us to match, and sometimes I have to let those standards slip a little bit to take care of my partner. Well, it's like, we're in a very hectic situation, so like sometimes one day is like necessary, because also you can notice things sometimes in the light of day that are even better than maybe they were before. Okay, so far we have communication, huge, not being on the same team, being flexible, catering to like their needs, and what am I missing? What would you say? Not assuming the worst in the other person. Not assuming the worst. On the same team. Yeah. And scheduling time apart. Scheduling time apart. There we go. You're gonna work together. And time together. It is. I do not to say it's not important to schedule time together too when you're working. It is. Schedule romantic time together and schedule alone time. Yes. Absolutely. Yeah. Okay. Great. So. Is there anything that you guys want to, add, or like anything that you want to give people in order to like, hey, if you want to work with your partner, here's how to be successful in like a job? That's a great question.
I would say there's definitely, you have to be prepared for a period of time where it's going to feel extremely uncomfortable. It's going to feel like, is this really going to work? Is this really are we going to be okay? You have to be ready for a time of red flags, because you're discovering what is going to irritate each other, what sets each other off, discovering each other's patterns, and that should subside over time, right? So if it doesn't, then maybe it's not working, but like there will be that period of discomfort.
Yeah, and stick with it. I mean, for us, it took almost 5 years for that period to subside. Wow.
Yeah.
It's a more recent development that we've really become comfortable in our groove. You know, everything looks great on social media and everything, but like it's been stressful the last 5 years. And
Well, I mean, does having success help with that stress though, or does it make it worse actually?
I'd say it helps because it makes it feel like what you're doing is worth it. It's like there's a reason we're going through all of this pain, through all of this turmoil, because we're working towards something and we're seeing the fruits of that.
But I would also say it's both, right? Because the more success you have, the bigger the thing is, and the more pressure there is on those decisions that you have to make together.
Yeah.
It can get hard.
Yeah.
For sure.
Well, I have one final question that's going to be a bit of an uncomfortable question, but
I'm ready.
when you work with your spouse, right, do you ever have a conversation about like what would the business look like if our relationship didn't work?
Not us.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
We are both very much of the belief and faith that like marriage is there is no end, you know.
I love that.
We both went into marriage. Divorce is not an option.
Yeah.
It's just not going to happen.
Yeah.
So
You know,
we don't like to make plans for something that we don't believe is going to be right for us.
Yeah, and I think
Would you do like couples therapy if you
we have.
We have.
Okay. So like you were at an impasse with something.
Yeah.
And you're just like,
We did couples. We actually were in couples therapy for 2 years straight at one point. You know,
guys, therapy works.
and it
does.
was incredible for our
Yes.
relationship. It was amazing.
Yeah.
But yeah, going into it for us with quitting is not an option.
Yeah.
I think helped us through a lot of struggles that we had in the first 5 years of our marriage, because there were a lot of times where it was like it would be so much easier if I could just quit.
Oh yeah.
It'd be so much easier if
the
I could just
easiest.
say, all right, I'm done.
Yeah.
But when that wasn't an option, it forced us to think of solutions and come up with ways to resolve things that we would never have thought of or never have put the work in towards if quitting had been an option.
And I personally think our relationship that we have is something that's even more beautiful than it was in the first place because we
Yeah.
went through it.
Well, you built this thing together. It's like this is your like baby, basically.
Yeah,
You know what
yeah
I mean?
it is.
It is.
It is. And we have to come at it from the angle of we both care about it so much, and each of us just wants the best for it and for each other.
I love that. Amazing, guys. Well, thank you guys so much for coming and sharing and playing my weird game.
Thank you for having
It was
us.
amazing.
It was so fun. Are you
Yeah.
kidding me? Thank you for having us.
Well, guys, don't forget to follow Wild in Rome, and also like, subscribe, tell your friends, tell your fam, 5-star reviews only, haters, at MissJudged Podcast. Bye, guys.